my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and here we have my final video for this week's Nail Ting Glitters of the Week, the Angel Mylar collection. I absolutely love this one, so to see how I created it, please keep watching. So for this design I am using ebony. I have applied the gem stiletto tips and just nipped the very end off so that I've got sort of a long coffin-y ballerina shape. And the products from the Gems acrylic range I am using are crystal clear. There's a surprise. I have also got Gale Stunning Purple, and I'm using Jade from the Urban collection. This colour is beautiful and I thought it would pair really nicely with Gale. The Angel Mylar mix I'm using is Spirit, and finally in this design I'm going to use some of these sort of abalone stones that I got from Shein. If you saw my recent Shein haul video, I sort of showed I'd got quite a few of these and I wanted to try using them and see if I could embed them in acrylic, so I thought I would give it a try in this video. Spoiler, I loved how it turned out. Anyway, I'm just going in very speedily with my thin clear base, and then we'll get into the fun stuff, which is the actual design. So first things first, I am starting off on the index finger with this beautiful jade colour. It is such a pretty one. It was definitely my favourite from the Urban collection, and I'm just painting this on. Just look at the pigmentation in that, and that was just one bead, not even a big bead. That was a medium to smallish bead because I like to work small to get nicely round the cuticle and keep that nice and tidy, and then I sort of just paint the rest down the nail, and look at how that painted down the nail. It's such a stunning colour. I absolutely love it. I just felt it was a bit patchy at the tip there, so just gone in with a little bit more. And then I'm moving on to the middle finger. I'm just going in with a little touch of jade just at the cuticle here. This was a very small bead because I am going to be doing marbles on the middle two nails, so the middle and the ring finger. There's a bit of hair. How annoying when you get a little bit of hair and you can't get rid of it. But I'm going to be doing marbles on the middle and the pinky, and I just wanted to do one colour just to get a nice neat cuticle. And now I'm picking up little beads of each colour and just taking the tip of my brush to marble through. You've seen me do marbles a few times. Those of you that are new to my channel, I have got a few new subscribers, thank you so much. Won't know that I detested marbles with a passion for a long time. Marbles, you just let go with the flow, and I'm one of those that I like everything to be just so, and I just couldn't let go and marble. Ever since I started using gems back in 2020, and it was late 2020 when the acrylics came out, but ever since I started using Gems acrylics, I love marbling with them. They are just so nice to work with, and I can be just so, but still get that marble to perfection, in my opinion. So I definitely do a lot more marbles now than I used to. So on the middle finger, I wanted to do my marble slightly more jade heavy in colour, and then on the ring finger, I'm trying to do it slightly more Gale heavy in colour. So I did Gale just around the cuticle, and then I'm just sort of picking up slightly larger beads of Gale, and then what I've done is just blended the very edge of that final bit down the nail ever so slightly so that it's not just a harsh stoppy line, and then I'm going to be doing the Angel Mylar at the tip. And then finally on the pinky, I'm going to do a full nail of Gale. So I did my first bead, I started at the cuticle, but I started a little bit short of it and I didn't feel I could get a nice neat cuticle line, so I went back with another teeny tiny bead just to tidy up that cuticle, and then I'm just painting the rest of the colour down that nail. I want to keep this super thin because I'm going to be putting mylar and those stones on top, and those stones, they are not flat, they have got a little bit of bulk to them, so we want to keep every layer as flat as is humanly possible. Now I've gone in with a very wet wash of clear acrylic. This is so that I'm not adding bulk, and I'm patting the Angel Mylar into it. How beautiful is this mix, and I think it goes really nicely with these colours that I've used, and it will look slightly different on top of Gale as it does on top of Jade. I've tipped this out onto my paper towel so I can try and pick out some of the smaller pieces, as they will lay flatter, which will be better for me adding in my those stones. Apologies, I just hit my microphone. And then on the middle two nails, I'm applying this at the tip where I've kept it clear, and I'm just sort of fading it over the marble ever so slightly. I don't want to fully cover that marble because it's quite a good one. I quite liked that one, and I did it more sort of side to side, whereas normally I do my marbles on a bit of an angle, but I did it quite straight across. I quite like that. Anyway, and then as you can see, wet wash, and then I'm just tapping it in, that mylar into that wet acrylic, just spreading it across the nail so I don't have it sort of all clumped in one area. And there are a few big pieces, and I have no problem with having some bigger pieces, but I wanted to be able to pick up some smaller pieces as well. As I said, I can stick those so much flatter. Once the mylar was all stuck in place, I've gone in with a not quite as wet bead. I wanted a little bit of bulk to it, and then I've tipped out those stones into a couple of little catch trays, and I'm using my tweezers just to pick them up. As I'm adding more acrylic, I'm keeping it as wet as I can because I don't want the nail to end up big and bulky, and I wasn't sure how these would file if I filed down to them, so I was just trying to keep it as flat and as thin as I could. I knew there was going to be some bulk because these are stones. They are not like the abalone shell pieces that are really super flat. These are stones, but I picked out some of the smaller and thinner ones. There was definitely more smaller and thinner ones in the blue than in the purple mix, but I wanted the blue and the purple to go with the colours I'd chosen, and it all worked out. So I'm placing them, and you see I'm placing them in the middle of the nail, nearest where the apex is. That's where I put the biggest stone because I'm going to have the most height with my capping, and then sort of in the middle where the bulkier part of the nail is. Didn't quite do that on this nail, but I picked out the flattest stones I could, and again it worked out fine. I didn't want to cover the marble on the middle and the ring finger. I just wanted some sort of in the middle where that marble and the mylar meet, and there is so much shine going on with these stones and that mylar where it catches the light that it's just turned the picture fuzzy. That is not me being naff with my filming. That is how the light is picking up the marble. It's making everything go blurry. That's how so fun these marbles are. So I'm doing exactly the same. I'm just picking out a few. You see I'm trying to go for the smaller and flatter ones. I have quite a few of these like trays of these stones, but this was the only one that had the purple in, and I wanted the purple to sort of go with this look. And then finally on the pinky I'm going to do the same sort of pattern as I did on the index finger. So I don't know if you can sort of see a side view. I'm trying to pick out, as I said, the ones that are slightly flatter stones, not sort of round fat stones. Does that make sense? And I'm not trying to, not trying to exclude any of the stones here. It's just how they were going to fit best in this design. And now the design is all done, I'm going to encapsulate in clear acrylic. I wanted to make sure everything was fully covered in clear. It did mean I encapsulated a little bit bulkier than I might do in a design, but I wanted to make sure it was all encapsulated, and I knew I could neaten it out with the filing. So there was a little bit more filing with this design, but it was totally worth it. So we're going to build up all our structure with the clear acrylic, and then I'm going to file them to shape off camera, make them nice and neat, refine the surface so it's nice and smooth, and then come back to finish this design off. And here they are, freshly filed. How fabulous are these looking? Or at least I think they are. Now with these stones, you can also use them on top of the nail for decoration, and I did about doing that. I also about I sounded a bit piratey there, about leaving them as they are, but I decided to use these rainbow crystals, these dark rainbow crystals I've got from Crystal Parade. These are Swarovskis. I'm not sure if you can get something similar anymore, but I'll have a look and link if I can. But where they catch the light, they've got some purples and greens and blues, and I thought they'd go really nicely with this set. So I just thought I'd add a few around the cuticle, on the middle and the ring finger, where that ombre is, marble is, sorry. But as I said, you could use some of those stones as decoration as well. You could mix and match with the stones and the crystals. And I definitely think these sort of stone pieces would work really nicely as decoration on top of a design if you're into something chunky like that. But I'm so pleased I tried them out, encapsulating them, because I love how it's turned out, and it definitely means all of those little trays of stones and bits that I've got ways of using them. So I'm just using my little Greta glue from the nail team, or gems here, and just applying just a few crystals at the cuticle. I didn't want loads because I didn't want to detract from the design. I just wanted to add a little something extra. You could obviously leave the design as it was. And now it's time for the fun stuff. Miss Tina is in the building and she is ready to do her thing and top coat these nails. We are really going to see them wake up here. We're going to see the different colours as the light hits the mylar. We're going to see those stones come back to life, and they've got a lot of interest and colour and sort of definition on them. They're so pretty. Going to get right up to those crystals without covering them up, because we don't want to cover them up. That'll make them lose their shine and their shape and their dimension. And you want to make sure the glue is fully dry before you top coat. Otherwise, if you get your top coat on it, it goes all stringy and horrible, and it's no fun. Once these are all top coated, in the lamp they go for a 60-second cure, and this design is complete. So this one really was an experiment design. I didn't know how it was going to come together with those stones, but I absolutely love it, and I really, really hope you guys do too. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and would you like to see a few different designs, maybe even some summery ones incorporating some of these stones? I've got loads. I've even got some pastel-y ones. That is the final glitter of the week design. Be back next week with a brand new glitter and colour of the week. I will pop all the product links in the description box. The East sale at the nail team ends at midnight, so if you want to grab a bargain ready for summer, please go check out the nail team before midnight, and few savings there. But all the product details will be in the description box. Please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave me any comments down below. And if you're new and haven't already, please click subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm changing things up a little bit again next week, so make sure you come back then and check out the new glitter and colour of the week. Thanks for watching. Bye. Mwah.